Boy, oh boy, oh boy. Oh boy, oh boy. Oh man, what is up with this? Oh, I don't know. Let's try this again. Let's try this again. This out of the clear blue computer rebooted. And I don't have any trouble with my computer ever rebooting, except when I'm doing this streaming, and it's just started lately. Uh, I have got a new update today on this XSplit that I use, program that I use to stream with. I got a new update today. Uh, I don't believe it's that causing it. I believe it's YouTube. I really believe it's YouTube. I think their servers are screwing up because it's only started happening lately, and it only happens when I stream on YouTube. YouTube has servers, that you connect to when you stream. I tried getting on the other thing there. That's why it took me so long. Oh, Hangouts. And I have never messed with Hangouts before, so I didn't know how to do it. So I didn't have no luck with that. So then I came back here to this. So I'm not going to say how long it's going to last. I may just completely get booted again for no reason. So I saved you from reading. I did you a favor. I saved your eyes. Instead of reading, you can look at my big ugly butt, big ugly face. I don't know how many of these live streams I've done and never had any problems until here just lately, around the past month or so. I don't know why. It could be, Michael. It could be some I got in here. I don't know if I got any in here. I don't know. I know that's who I'm blaming it on. I don't know if it's true, if it's them or not. But I just, all of a sudden my computer screen will go, the graphics, and it'll freeze, and it never does that any other time. I mean, I built this computer; it's working fine. I keep it clean all the time. I run maintenance programs on it every day or two. Clean up all the junk and spray it, stuff that gets left in there and stuff. And I know it's running good. It even tells me it's running good. And then out of the clear blue, the screen freezes up and it reboots. And I think it's something to do with, it only does it when I do this. So I don't know. I'm going to quit talking about it. Just be on the lookout for it doing it again. And if it does it again, I'm not going to bring it up a third time. So if it does it again, that's the end of it. You try and do something. Now I'm going to have two files. And I'm going to have a part 1 and a part 2. Or I just ain't going to put them up. I guess I probably just won't put them up. I don't know. Because when I get off here, it automatically saves the stream to a file. And it automatically posts it on my YouTube page. So rather than have two of them say the same thing, I stuck a couple 2's on the end of the description this time so I can tell which one's which. I think I rename them part 1 and part 2. I hate doing that. There's always a hassle, something going on. Oh. I have a bunch of these widgets on my screen, on my computer screen. I got the clock, I got the date, I got the weather, I got a box that shows the volume on my computer, you know, for the volume, for the audio. And then I got a network monitor, and it shows the bits and bytes and shit coming in and going out, you know, and I can actually see what's going on as far as my connection is concerned on the internet. And it was running this nice and steady. It is right now. And of course, on this X-File program up here at the top in red letters, it tells the stream, it tells what resolution it's at, and it shows the bytes, and then it's got another one over here. It says 0 total bytes lost, or dropped to 0 total bytes. So that means it hasn't dropped any frames, and so that means it's streaming well. But yet it just all of a sudden, bloop, and it's gone, and I'm gone, and the computer's gone. So I don't know what the hell it is. Maybe it's my computer, I don't know. I got that big super duper fancy graphics card in my computer. It's 8 gigabytes of memory on that graphics card. It's got 2 huge fans in there. I paid $390 for that video card. It was one of the top of the line video cards, and it takes up 2 slots in your computer, and it's big and heavy duty. And the fans don't run unless when it heats up, and then the fans come on automatically. Well, that thing is so big. I've been thinking about getting in there and pulling that card out, putting it back in and reseating it, and see if that don't take care of the problem. Maybe it's, you know, stuff heats up and cools down, heats up and cools down. They have a way of working themselves out of the connection. But I never turn my computer off. It runs 24 hours a day. I never turn my computer off. So I don't know, but I've been thinking about reseating the video card and see if that helps it. You know, it's a process of elimination, unless it's something beyond your control. But right away when something happens, you think it's something due to you, you know. And I don't know if it is or if it's YouTube. But it POs me. It POs me, people. Well, Michael, maybe a raccoon got in one of the power stations and he got zapped, and the minute he got zapped, it made all the lights blink all for the whole neighborhood around. Or somebody had a telephone pole and knocked the transformer. I was sitting here one time, and back when I was outdoors and around and about, you know, and wasn't an invalid like I am now. Somebody hit a telephone pole right down my street. I live on a dead-end street, and I can look right down the end of the street, and there's a big main highway down there, street, you know. And I heard this awful crash, and then I looked down the street, and you see this great big bright blue flash, and all the power went out everywhere, and somebody hit a telephone pole, and it knocked the transformer off the pole, and actually come down and hit the ground. One of them 2,000-pound transformers. It made a hell of a ruckus and bang and blue light flashing, and so things like that can cause it too, Michael. Somebody may have hit a telephone pole somewhere. Or it may be there, all that electrical stuff down there in Alabama ain't used to that snow. Maybe it caused a short or something. Uh-oh, I'm not seeing nothing happening here. I'm not seeing anything scrolling. Does that mean I'm off the air again? You guys gotta talk once in a while so I know this thing's still working. I ain't seeing nothing working. Ah, crap. Not again. Hello, hello. Audio's working. Video's working. I can see me. Did the chat quit? Oh no, there it goes. Okay. Okay. I get worried now. I'm paranoid. Paranoid now. Oh, that would make me cough. that made me cough. Turn the wattage down, Larry. That might help. There we go. Oh yeah. Got the wattage down to 35 watts. And the air wide open. That don't hurt me a bit. Whatever works. Oh, I don't know anything about backup generators. I live in town. People in town don't have backup generators. Well, maybe some of the rich and well-to-do do, but I sure don't. Great. Now the chat just quit. What the hell? You gotta be kidding me. Not to connect it to any YouTube live chat. Was working fine, now that quit. Okay. Screw that then. You can probably see that on there. Crap. Well, I'll get rid of that, and I'm gonna... Oh, I can't even do that. Dang it. Oh. Add. Stream widgets. Screen capture. Do it the old way. Other thing quit. I'll do it this way. It could be that thing was screwing up my stream too. You know, I never used to use that. I never had any problems, so maybe we'll go with it this way. I like the other thing because I could make it transparent and I could adjust the size of the font. And this one here, I can't adjust the size of the font, and I'm going to have trouble seeing what you're typing, but no, it's not my lucky day. Did you see the chat thing go black on the screen? That's an addition. That's an X-Files XSplit add-on, and you have to give a couple different things authorization in order to use it. But anyway, maybe I won't quit using this. Maybe I'll quit using that thing. Maybe that's what's causing it. It could be. Never know. There ain't no jinx. Well, hello, Sean. Didn't see you come in. Sorry, man. That's Shane or Sean? That's Sean. I can't see. I guess I better dig my glasses out. See if that'll help. A little bit. I prefer live boxes. I don't like apps. Apps are alright, they work. But I prefer ghost, or a real physical box. That way you know what's coming out of them is true. When you use an application that's been programmed and you don't know what people programmed in it. You know? You don't know what's been programmed. So I don't trust them. Although they do work, you get answers and stuff from them. Are they really, truly answers? You have to ask yourself. That's what I do. But when you use a physical ghost box, you can't refute it. It has to be what you're hearing coming over that speaker. So I prefer the real thing. Well, if your cat's going hunting again, you point him in the right direction, Michael, and maybe he'll bring you back another bag. Point him to the slave cabins out back, and maybe he'll bring you another baggie. Oh, low on smoke. That's your idea. What a nice kitty. You know, the more I think of it, I bet that maybe that black chat box was the thing that was causing it. Because it has to maintain a connection in order for that to do that, and just another connection, you know, that can go haywire. So it could have been that black chat box. I guess I'll stop using it. If I don't have no trouble the rest of this one, I'll attribute it to that. Just do it like this, like I used to. Got the munchies. Michael's got the munchies. I did make sure that my headphones here were fully charged this morning before I started. Yeah, Barbie didn't show up today, did she? No, she hasn't shown up yet. I haven't watched it lately. I haven't watched it lately. I'm probably couple, 2 or 3 episodes behind it, probably. You know, it just seemed to be like the same old, same old. I kept digging down them tubes and coming up with wood and not finding anything. So I sort of quit watching it. And they had that guy out there in the woods metal detecting. He'd find a coin once in a while or something. And I guess it just wasn't interesting enough to keep my attention. It's getting good. Well, maybe I'll have to go to their channel. Maybe they got full episodes you can watch on their channel page. Oh, hi, Darren. Morning. That's Darren, the one the spirits all know. Darren's above the rest of us. He gets the spirits to say his whole complete surname. His whole name they said to him. I think I got him. I think they said my last name a couple times, but that don't happen very often. You know that, Darren. They like you, man. I even said Darren's a man of God, and we know he is. And did you watch my latest video, Darren? You'll find that they said the same thing in there. I think it's my best session ever, and I got a lot of direct validation. They said I got them to say names. I never used to try and do that. Tried to get them to say your name, Darren. No, they didn't say your name, but they said, you know Darren? They said, yeah, of course, or something like that. And then I said, well, can you say Darren? And they didn't say Darren, but they said he works with God. That's what they said. So they know who you are. They knew who I was talking about. Oh, you seen it, did you? Yeah. Said Barbie's name and Zara's name and Bob Wagner, and tried to get him to say yours, Darren, but I don't think they said your name, but they said the other thing there. But yeah, that was unreal. Unreal. Yeah, but I don't know how true that. The one thing in there was very weird. I asked them if they knew Lisa, and they says Yahweh's sister. Well, Yahweh is God. I didn't think God had a sister. If they meant Jesus, that might be possible. I knew Jesus came from a family; it wasn't just him. But I don't know. I didn't know that he had a sister. But they may have been speaking in terms of, oh, brother so and so, sister so and so. I mean, they've been talking in that type of terms. I don't know, but they said Yahweh's sister. Well, I might be Yahweh's brother. I mean, in that type of term, you know what I mean? But the way they said it was Yahweh, and Yahweh is God's name. And then there's one that's similar, is Yasha or oh crap, Jehovah, Jesus' name. It sounds like Yahweh, but it's not Yahweh. You know what I'm saying? And I wonder if they got him wrong, or they were just telling me that symbolically, you know. Lisa is Yahweh's sister. Like we're all his sisters and brothers, you know. I don't know. But it was interesting, nonetheless. Yeah, and they told me that. Clear as a bell. We're in Shoal, you know. I usually you can't get them to tell you where you're at. And I looked up that Shoal and what it meant. And it meant like 4 or 5 different things in the Bible. It told how it could mean a place of something about the right, a place where people are saved, the righteous are saved. And then it also says something about the unseen dead, and it had like 5 different references to that name, which I guess is a Hebrew or Jewish name, I'm not sure, but it had like 4 or 5 different references to it that occurred in the Bible, and they like meant different things. So I don't know. It's just awfully complicated. Well, yeah, I guess it could be. It could have been. Come on, Michael. You got to put that bag of weed down, buddy. Then in there somewhere it says something about half of us, half the spirits are lost, and I thought that was kind of sad. Half the spirits are lost, but then you think about it, and I had heard somewhere that God maintains a balance, good and evil, and so the evil ones are lost. You know, they're lost from Him, I guess. I don't know, but I thought that was kind of significant too when they said half the spirits are lost. Yeah, and they said something in there about the angels punish us. So that fills in with what you just said there, Darren. There was an actual statement in there where one of them says the angels punish us. So maybe that's the torment side of it. I deserve punishment. Yep, and that's what they said. The angels punish us. I wanted to say something about the one who shall never be named. He ever gets a session like that, then he can truly say 100% spirit communication. Hey man, I'm at a disadvantage, but I'll ask him. You know, you have them seances with 2 psychics. Why the hell don't you ask the psychics to tell you where your keys are at? Did I ever move them on? No. I have participated in some crossing overs. Unknowingly, at the first, I was lucky enough to be included with them doing that 2 or 3 times. But I actually tried to do it myself and tried to get them to move on. I tried it myself and it was a failure, a bad failure, and I would never try it again. I don't believe I'm meant to do that. I don't think it's in my power to do that, and I would never try it again. Yes, and did you hear that? It might have been an angel come in. They were talking. And he said something to. He said something. Was saying, telling me something, and it's like another voice came in there, a harsh, deeper voice, and it says, "Don't." It says, "Stop," or "Please stop," or "Don't tell him that," or "Don't tell him no more," or something like that. And I wondered if it was maybe a angel that come in and told them to stop telling me what they were telling me. Don't tell me so much. If you heard that part in there, I thought maybe that might have been the case. I don't know, but I was always believed that also, that they're not supposed to tell us only so much. But it seems like I gained ground yesterday in that session, and they were telling me things that I shouldn't, you know, know. Maybe I just caught them on a good day. I don't know. I asked them if they thought I was faithful, and they come in and they says, "You believe." You know, true, I do. If you're a believer, then you have to be faithful, I guess. Well, it amazed me that everybody I talked to were nice. Did I actually connect with the higher level, like Kevin does? The upper level of spirits? Is that who I was connected to? Because I wasn't getting many derogatory of anything. One time, that guy come in and laughed at me and said something, and I said, "Somebody, you really think that's funny?" And he says, "Yes." And then a lady spirit come in right after that, and she says, "No." So, like, she was making amends for what he said. So apparently I wasn't connected to a lot of bad ones, which is not normal for me. Normally I get the bad ones. Normally tell me, they don't usually tell me they're evil, but I didn't ask them, so they didn't volunteer anything. Oh yeah, you can't fact check none of it. It's all a matter of faith, I guess. It's all a matter of each individual person's belief. That's why I think sometimes that these spirit sessions are meant for us and us alone, whoever's doing it. It ain't meant for everybody. As we went through that with EVPs before, what I hear in an EVP, 2 or 3 people hear completely different. If I post it and put it up here for people to hear, they hear something completely different. Because maybe that's what they were meant to hear from it, and I heard what I was meant to hear from it. To get everybody to hear the same thing is sometimes hard to do on those EVPs, or the way our brain dissects the sound or whatever. And I still haven't heard anybody in here tell me they were the ones that sent me that EVP the other day. I don't know who it is, but who it was, but I want to thank you. This one here, somebody sent me. We love Moses. I think it was a lady that sent it to me. I think it might have been Barbie. I don't know. Or Zara. I don't know who sent it. Well, that was pretty cool. Do I ever get frightened while doing a session? Yeah, I've gotten frightened a couple times. Especially once when I thought Satan himself spoke to me. Scared the living, pardon the French, shit right out of me. Uh-oh. Now I gotta take my crazy pills. My little alarm on my phone. Take your pills, Larry. Yeah, but I got scared so bad I really thought I was going to quit doing it and never do it again, and then, you know, that feeling goes away, and you know, I already got one foot in the grave anyway, so it probably wasn't Satan. I don't know why he would want to speak to me, but you know, it's probably just a angry, evil person that wanted to scare me, and they did it. They did it. Don't happen very often, but they did it. And one other time, talking to a spirit called a jinn called Billy. That scared the hell out of me. And when I hear him now in there. If I hear the name Billy mentioned, and he's a spirit or a jinn or whatever the hell he is, I turn the damn thing off. I don't even talk to him, because he physically made me sick to my stomach for about 10 minutes. And I know some people don't believe that, but they're fully capable of doing that and worse. So I don't talk to anybody that says their name is Billy. That's it. No Billies for me. Yeah, and I think the spirits too tell us what we want to hear a lot of the times. I mean, if they can read our minds the way they do and know every dang thing about us, and you know, they can answer our questions before we're done asking them, and folding sentences in half, you know. You hear the first half of the sentence, and then you play it in reverse, and you hear the second half of the sentence. It's like they took the sentence and they just folded it in half in two parts and just folded it in half. You know, they you go to a Spanish-speaking country and you can still get English-speaking ghosts because you're English. You know, you know the language English, so that's what you get. I mean, they know every language there is. They know everything there is to know about you, past and present, I think. Except they don't divulge the future. But any of your most personal things, they know. Oh, you're vaping now, Darren? Yeah, that happens. It's called Happy Clouds. So hopefully that'll stop you smoking, Darren. I don't know if you'll see my little speech the other day. You just got to make sure that you get your juice with a high enough nicotine to satisfy you when you're not on the cigarettes, the stinkies. And if it does, then you'll be in good shape. But most people don't get the nicotine content of their juice high enough when they start vaping because they don't know, and they vape for a little while and it just don't do it for them, so they end up back on the cigarettes. But if they do it correctly and did a little homework and get the juices high enough and the nicotine is high enough in their juice, then that won't happen. Somebody said if you can take 3 or 4 big puffs of the vape and get a buzz going, then a nicotine buzz, then you know you got it high enough. So, or too high. That's where a lot of people fail when they try to vape. they don't get enough nicotine out of them, then they go right back to cigarettes and they say, oh, that vaping shit don't work. They didn't do their homework. Yes, but she's got a disadvantage on all of us because she understands the German too, so it don't really matter. These people that are bilingual, man, I got nothing but respect for them. Of course, my wife is Mexican and English. She speaks both fluently, so you know I'm at a disadvantage to her. All she has to do is rattle off some Spanish to me, and I don't know what the hell she's talking about. But I know quite a bit. I've been married to the woman 49 years, so I know quite a lot of Spanish, but I can't speak it, and I can't really understand it word for word, but I can usually get the drift of what's going on. I mean, there's so many words that I do know, you know, caballo, a horse, uno, dos, tres, you know, I know the numbers, all that stuff, so I know a lot of it. I know the swear words. So I can usually get a drift of what's going on, you know, even though I can't actually formally speak it. I should have learned it. My kids too. All my children that grow up, none of them speak Spanish. Even though their mother, you know, speaks it fluently. She should have taught them both. She should have taught it to them, but she didn't. So they're dummy like me, just English only kids. Well, I did actually turn one friend of mine from a smoker to a vapor, and he's completely quit the nicotine. He smokes zero nic like I do now, and he just smokes because he likes it. And that's, you know, that's like me. I just, that's one of the things that people don't realize when you start smoking. It's not only the nicotine that hooks you, but it's the routine. You know, it's just it becomes such a part of you, and what you do, you know, gives your, you know, it gives your hands, and it gives you something to do. It's like fidgeting with something. You're fidgeting when you're smoking, and you take that away. It's like a psychological thing. You take that away from a person, and they miss it. That's like me. Actually smoking, I don't miss because I don't do no nicotine, but I miss the actions of it. The process of going through the thing of smoking. It's psychological. It's something to do with psychological. It gets in your brain and in your head, and you like it. And when you take something away from a person that they like, you know, they want to go back to it. But in the case of smoking, you know, the nicotine is bad for you. But so I always tell people when they start vaping, if you like the nicotine, fine. Just get enough nicotine in your juice to satisfy you. And just don't go back to smoking. Just stay on the nicotine. If you like the nicotine, fine, stay on it. Because the nicotine may trap you in addiction to the nicotine, but you're not smoking 4,000 bad chemicals, poisons, cancer-causing elements. You know, you're leaving that all behind. All that tar and crap getting in your lungs, and the yellow walls from smoking, the nasty, stinky cigarette butts laying around in ashtrays, and I can go on and on and on. Instead, somebody walked in my room and said, "Oh, it smells good in here. It smells like cinnamon rolls." I said, "Well, I'm smoking cinnamon rolls." You know? So, there's a lot of benefits. Also, money-wise, save a lot of money. It's just benefits all the way around. Even if you stay on the nicotine. Vape your nicotine. That's good as long as you get rid of them, burning them chemicals. I actually got a friend of mine that I completely converted, and it made me so happy to know that he actually went on to quit completely. That's sworn Italian. Yeah, I quit once for 30 years and started again. Back once in a while, quite a few years now, me and my wife were having problems, and I started smoking again. And then I turned around and I quit again. It's been a long time since I had a cigarette, a long, long time. And both times I quit cold turkey. I didn't have no pills, no gum, or no patches, and none of that shit. They didn't have such a thing back when I used to smoke, so I just flat out quit. I said, that's enough, bang, and I was done. Takes a lot of willpower. Some can do it, some can't. I have to turn my stuff way down, or I don't know if it's irritating my lungs, but it makes me cough like hell if I get stuff set too high. And I don't know if that's because I shouldn't be doing it or what. I don't believe so, because my son will come over here and take a puff of my vape and he'll cough his head off. So I guess it's just a matter of what you're vaping, the flavor, and how hot you're vaping, and how much you got your wattage turned up. And I found that it don't bother me if I keep my wattage turned way down. But I really used to be into it, people. I used to wind my own coils. I used to have RDAs, which are drippers, if you know what drippers are. And I got another dripper over there. I just ordered something on the shelf, but I ordered some coils, and the coils ain't here yet. I got the cotton the other day. So I'll probably be switching over to a dripper, which I like better than a tank. Although, because the flavor is just so much better. And I've been looking into one of these new type things. It's called a Squonker, which actually is a box with a soft silicone bottle in it, and the pin that your tank usually makes contact with has a hole in it. And then you buy a RDA like that, one made for dripping, and they have a pin that comes with them now, a squonking pin that you put in the bottom. So when you screw your RDA on, it makes contact with that bottle down there, and instead of having to drip through the top of that thing every now and then, you just give the bottle a squeeze, and it forces the fluid up onto your wick. It's called a Squonker. I've been looking into one of those. I guess it'll have to wait till next month. Well, Mary Lou, that's the right person? I think so. Just make sure that your nicotine level is high enough in the juice, because if it ain't, it's not going to satisfy you, and you're going to go right back to smoking. Take my word for it. But if you get the nicotine too high, if you smoke too much, you get a big old nicotine buzz, and that means you're taking too much in too often. You gotta start to reach a happy medium, you know. £65, huh? Well, you must have got a nice one then. This one here costs around that. I don't know. It was around. Oh, it was around $70. That'd probably be around 60 some pounds, or maybe pounds or more. I thought pounds were less. I don't know, but I've got a battery charger coming in the mail. I wish that would get here. I got 6 batteries now, and I think 4 of them are dead, and these are halfway gone. Oh God, I don't know how the high. You must be in the UK. I don't know what the highest one is, but there's a chart that you can get on the internet. It tells you, shows you the type of cigarettes you were smoking, and then it recommends the nicotine level in the juice you should get. Let me take a look. I might have that picture. I thought I saved it, but I don't know if I still have that or not. I'm doing a check here. I hope you're not seeing all this stuff. Nope, ain't there. Ain't there. Oh, bye, Darren. Thanks for stopping by, buddy. Good luck with your group. Always good to have you here. Zara's leaving too. Oh no, Zara's staying. Okay. I'm slow. I'm slow. Okay, I got that chart for somebody there. I wanted to might help you guys. Let me bring it. Let me pull it in here. Okay. So I guess 18 is for a regular normal cigarette. I don't know. 18 is very high. Like maybe you smoke Camels unfiltered. It starts at 36 and goes down all the way to 0, of course. And I'm at 0, but they use 3 or 6 when you use a dripper. when you drip the stuff in, because it's most people use 3 or 6 when they're dripping, but in a regular tank and stuff, I guess 18 is a good starting off point. 18 or 24. Really? Well, you want to make sure you put leashes on Donnie and Betty before you take them out, so you know where they are. They're going to be burrowing right through that snow, and you ain't going to see them. You better put leashes on them. I can see them little dogs just burrowing tunnels through the snow. I got a friend of mine that lives down in I ain't sure if it's Alabama. Some down there close to Florida. They got gators anyway, but he's a friend from a while back, and he has dachshunds. He has a little wiener dogs, and I don't know how many of them he's got. They used to have a shelter for dogs, and I don't know how many of these little dachshunds he's got, but they're the love of his life, you know, them little dachshunds. And I know them little guys go through the snow. You wouldn't be able to find them or see them. Well, hopefully that'll do it for you at 18. But after you do vape, if it doesn't satisfy you, then like a cigarette does, you might want to vape more than you did cigarettes, smoke cigarettes, or go back and get a higher level. That's the whole trick of it, being able to be satisfied. And if you're not, then you're going to end up right back on them old stinkies again. It's just like anything, you know. You gotta be informed. You gotta do your research, and people don't do that, you know. A lot of people are just fly by the seat of the pants, and they say, "Oh, I'm gonna vape. I'm gonna give that a try," and they just go buy something, and they buy some juice. They have no idea what the hell they're buying, and you know, it could be 3, 6, or 0, or don't know what level. You know, they don't even know. Well, everything seems to be working just fine here. Maybe it was that chat thing I was using, because since I just took a screenshot of this one and pulled it in here, there ain't been no problem. It's been working really good. We'll see. Time will tell. Whoop. Time will tell. She wants her walk. We don't have a dog. We got an old cat, Princess. She's getting up there in years. She's got gray hair on her already, so she's up there. And hell, she used to go out in this kind of weather, snowing. She don't care. She go across the neighborhood, has big old giant bushes, decorative bushes all around the front of their house, and she runs over there and choom, goes underneath them bushes, and it's dry under there, you know. There's no snow or nothing, and I think she goes over there, she just lays under there and just watches, you know. She likes it, but lately she hasn't been doing that, man. I'll let her out, go to the bathroom, and then I'll be tinkering around in the kitchen or something, and I'll go back and open that door, and shoom, boy, she comes right back in. She did her business, and she wants back in the house where it's warm. And she just lays around in the house now. She ain't no fool. She don't like that cold anymore like she used to. Well, all juices have some type of flavor. If you get one that doesn't have any flavor, then it's not going to seem like you're doing anything. What you're telling me is you bought tobacco flavored juice then. They make tons of tobacco flavored juice. One of the most popular ones out there is called RY4, as far as the tobacco juice. Everybody seems to like that. It's like a tobacco with some vanilla or honey or something on it, but everybody likes that RY4. And then, they have American tobacco. They have all kinds of different tobaccos. They even have cigar tobacco and pipe tobacco, and they have tons and tons of tobaccos. But I got one right now out in my mailbox. I got 440 mils of juice out in my mailbox. I don't have no way to get out there and get them. I can't go out there. But one of them is called Zusha, and it's supposed to be tobacco, but it's not. Well, it's supposed to be tobacco, but everybody's taste buds are different. To me, it tastes like a sugar cookie, and I just love that stuff. That's one of the nice things, though, to do is to experiment with the juices. I mean, don't buy big, large amounts. If you like tobacco, then buy 2 or 3 different tobaccos, but buy the little small 15 milliliters or 10 milliliters until you find one you like, and then you go back and buy a larger bottle of the one you like. Because if you buy a big, large bottle of something and you don't like it, then you're stuck with it. So, taste is very subjective, and they make so many, this multitude of flavors you can get in them juices, from one thing to the next. I mean, bakery items and candy and beverages, and I mean, they make millions of them. So if you want to stay on tobacco, because like you said, it doesn't seem like you're smoking if you don't have the tobacco, you should buy, like I say, a bunch of little small bottles of different types of tobacco, and then end up trying them all, and then the one you like, go back and get a bigger bottle of. And then once you do that, you're free to get trying even more little ones, until maybe you'll find something better than the one you like. It's it ends up being a hobby. I mean, it ends up being a hobby. You start out with one device, and I got a flavor in here. I got grape, and I put a little bit of menthol in with it, so it's like a grape menthol. And I got another one over here. Where's the other one? Another one over here. And this one's got something entirely different in it. This has got caramel apple. Oh, it don't work. You have to turn it on first. Yeah, caramel apple. Tastes like a damn caramel apple. So, back when I used to vape, before I would have, I had like 6 or 8 of these damn devices, and they all got a different flavor in them. So, I said, I feel like some apple pie, and I grabbed that one and vaped that for a while, and put that back down, get a hankering for something else. I grabbed another one. That way you don't have to keep filling and refilling tanks and farting around, man. It's all ready to grab. It becomes a hobby. I got into it deeply. Used to wind my own coils and do all that stuff. Made my own juice at one time. It's just like anything else, you get in a hobby, you can go, pardon my French, stark ass wild like I did. Or you can not go so crazy, but I'm the type of guy, it's like a window, all the way up or all the way down. There ain't no in between. Either I'm full bore doing what I'm doing, or I don't do it at all. That's just the way I am. Well, it ought to help you. Ought to help you save. Well, hello there, Matt. Long time, man. Matt's down there with the Roos. How's everything in Australia, buddy? How you been feeling? Oh, probably, I don't know what size bottle that was you got, but I ain't got one here handy, but a bottle about that big, it's like 30 mils. Somebody said that was equal to 9 packs of cigarettes. And here, cigarettes are ranging anywhere from $5 to $10 a pack, depending on where you're at. And I've seen them 30 mils for, oh, they're under $10. I mean, they're $5, $6, $7 for 30 mils here in the U.S. And that's about equal to about 1 pack of cigarettes. So, you know, if it is equal to 9 packs, then that's a hell of a savings, no matter how you look at it. Plodding away. Oh no, more medical drama. You ain't been riding that damn motorcycle again, have you? Matt likes to go down the highway on his motorcycle and fall off and grind half his butt away on the road rash on the pavement. Nothing like that, I hope, Matt. Oh, I got back issues, feet, legs. Mine are from being a 400-pound plus walrus. That's my problem, mainly. Of course, my back has always been bad, and I messed it up. First time I messed my back up, I had some kid jump on my back in high school. That started it all. And then I used to go fishing all the time, and I used to have a boat, and always put the outboard motor in the trunk of my car rather than leave it on the boat itself. And it was only like a 5 or 6 horsepower Evinrude or something, but I used to have it in the back of my trunk, and I'd reach in there and grab that motor and lift it out. And one time I did that, and I messed my back up. And then used to bring my Harley in the house, just keep my Harley in the living room, and used to push that up a ramp into my kitchen, and then turn it around in the kitchen and get it into my living room. And I used to leave it in there for the winter, but I messed it up once lifting that Harley and messing around with it, trying to get it in the house. Messed my back up there another time. So I finally ended up having a, what do they call it? Not a vasectomy. It wasn't a, that's what I'm coming to my brain. No, the jewels are still in one piece. No, it was a, oh boy, I can't remember what they call it now. Anyway, I had a herniated disc, and they had to go in there and cut my back open, and they enlarged that hole in the center of your disc where your nerve cord goes down through, and of course that was being pressed on with that bulged hernia or herniated disc. So I opened that up in there. I can't remember what there's a name for it. I can't remember the name of it now, but I had to have that operation once, and my back's never been worth a crap since then. Had my knee turned inside out for cartilage, and I got that edema in my legs now because I stood on factory concrete floors 8, 10, 12 hours a day, and it destroyed the veins in my legs, and so now they don't carry the water back out. They go down, just go down in pools in my legs, and my legs get huge, and shit, ain't one thing, it's something else. Life is a beach, and then you die. The Elvis. Oh man, mine look like balloons. They actually look like balloons, and I'm not lying. Of course, my legs are huge too, but my top of my feet look like a damn balloon. As a matter of fact, I blew one out one time. I just got getting up out of my chair, putting so much pressure on my feet with my weight and stuff and trying to get up that I actually blew a hole in my top of my foot, and I had blood spurting everywhere because I'm on blood thinners. I got a big giant stain here on my carpet. It looks like somebody was murdered in here. It's just one thing after another. One thing after another. And my kid's been so damn nice to me lately, it's just not funny. I think they're all afraid I'm going to kick the bucket. I don't know. My son came over here the other day, and he's such a nice boy. He does everything for me. He cut my toenails for me. 'Cause I'm a big fat man, man. I can't bend over far enough to cut them toenails, and I have before, but I'm afraid to now because being on them blood thinners, I don't want to cut myself and bleed to death. So he came over here and put my feet up on his lap, and that boy sat there and cut my nails, every one of them on both feet. And you know, it's great to have somebody do that for you. I guess that's what family's for, but that's a dirty, nasty job, and he never scoffed at it for a second, man. He just went right ahead and did it. You know, I borrow him a lot of money. He's always running out of money. He's got a lot of kids and not a good enough job, you know, and he lives in a damn trailer, and I do everything for him I can. You know, that's my role as a father. And he made me so proud once in my life that I can't forget it. He has always had trouble in school, like kids do nowadays, you know, they end up quitting school. And I told him, I got with him one time, I had a man-to-man talk with him. I told him, I said, look, Kevin, I graduated school. And if I can do it, you can do it. And I really want you to graduate. Because if you don't graduate, you don't have a very good chance in life getting a decent job. You have to graduate. You have to have that diploma. I said, it's nothing but a damn piece of paper, but it means the world. And I'll be damned, that boy went through school and he graduated. And this was a special education school. This is a school that they threw kids into that wasn't making it into regular schools. Because he used to skip like crazy, you know. And he graduated. And I went to his graduation. I sat there in a chair way in the back of the auditorium. And that boy had his graduation gown on, and he got handed his diploma, and they gave him a rose. They did to all the students. He got down off that stage and walked to the back of where I was and handed me that rose. And to this day, I get choked up just thinking about it. He affected me so much by doing that. It bonded us and made us so close that you can't slip a piece of paper in between. Oh man, no ballet. Michael, that weed is turning you loose, buddy. I ain't never seen you like this. I like it. Oh yeah, he does everything for me. He's my gopher. If I want something, all I can do is call him and tell him, and, no problem, Dad. And I feel guilty, so guilty, because I run him around like a... So I try not to ask him. I mean, I buy a lot of stuff off the internet that I don't have to buy off the internet. If I didn't buy it on the internet, I'd have to ask him to run around and buy it for me somewhere. So rather than do that, I buy the stuff on the internet. And I know I'm paying for postage, and I'm probably paying double what it's worth, but I don't have to ask him to run around for me. I ask him too much to do that already. So I wanted a shower brush the other day. You can buy shower brushes anywhere. I ordered one off the internet. Just stuff like that, you know. I use a lot of this hand sanitizer, and I ordered it off the internet. My vitamins, I get off the internet. It's all kinds of stuff. I order it off the internet, that way I don't have to bug him, you know. It's terrible to get old and have to depend on people, you know. My wife is here, of course, but we're not the best of friends anymore, and she works all day, and she comes home, she's tired, and she's not going to go nowhere from me if I asked her. So I have to get stuff how I can get stuff. I have to do what I have to do. Well, I can't believe how well this is working. I might have been that darn chat box I had in here that's doing that. It's been working flawlessly ever. I started up without, turned it off. Knock on wood. Yeah, if we had it legal here in Michigan, I'd probably be a stoner. I don't know though. I don't know if I could afford it. Yeah, I know, but that doesn't... The fact that I don't like bugging him is... That's just the type of person I am. I don't like people having to do things for me. But when your health messes you up so bad that you have no recourse, you just have to do what you have to do, you know. I used to have my daughter running around for me like this. My second oldest daughter, and she used to do it. She used to get my groceries and all that stuff, but just little small things here and there, you know, told me that I was making a nuisance of myself, and she didn't really like doing it, but yet she did it because I'm her dad. And I know I just got these little instances, innuendos, you know. She never said she didn't, but you know, it's just the way I just knew. So I quit asking her, and I started asking my son, and he's just been full blown. Sure, Dad, no problem. Just tell me when, I'll go get it. You know, and he works all day. He drives all day long. He helps old people. You know, he takes them to. He gets handicapped people and all types of people. He drives like a short bus up in Ann Arbor, Ypsilanti, and he takes people to the big medical center in Ann Arbor, and he drives like it must be 30 miles one way to work, and he drives around all day up there, and he has to drive back home 30 miles home every night. And I'm sure he's tired and he don't want to run around for me, but by God, he'll do it if I ask, you know. But I don't like to ask. Yeah, that's something I can't. We have a TV show here on Friday and Saturday nights. I don't know if you have it where you're at. It's called PD, and it's actually live police, and they're streaming it. And they stop these people and arrest them and shit for just little amounts of marijuana. I mean, when I was a kid, we used to buy $5 bags full, you know, a little baggy, $5 or $10. Well, now, of course, they're probably a lot more than that, but they find just small amounts of marijuana and they arrest them, you know. The United States could do a lot better with their police force if they would legalize marijuana everywhere, because it wastes so much of the police's time messing with that crap. And nobody ever died of a marijuana overdose that I know of. You know, any more than drinking and driving. But, you know, you stop somebody that's been drinking or driving, they give them a sobriety test. Well, they can give them that same test, no matter if they're finding any beer in the car or not. Maybe they're stoned on pot, you know, give them this damn same sobriety test, you know. If they can't walk straight line, you know, it's some reason they can't walk straight line. They got to do something, because the way that government and the states throw so much money away trying to police a marijuana situation is just stupid. It's stupid. They say that maybe Michigan will pass that law, but I don't look for them to. We have too many what's the word? Not pilgrim. Too many prudes in our government in Michigan and in the state of Lansing, and the ones that are in office. They're prudes. They're goody two shoes. You know, the whole damn bunch of them. And for them to pass a actual marijuana law, I think it's pretty far and few between. But I say that, and I might be wrong, because lately here they passed a law for carrying a switchblade. Never could carry a switchblade in Michigan. It was against the law. Well, so they passed a law now you can legally carry switchblades in Michigan. Well, come to find out, I had about 5 or 6 of them here that I had bought through the internet, and of course they're illegal to own. But then they made that law, and they legalized them. I didn't feel I needed all of them, so I offered one to my son, and he wanted one, and his wife wanted one. I gave them one. My other daughter wanted one. I gave her one. And, you know, I gave them out to my kids and shit that wanted them. Well, then I got to read the law itself, and the ones I gave them are still illegal. They're the ones I have are stilettos. You know, you ever seen a switchblade? It's got the button on the side and it flips out. Them are stilettos, and them are still against the law. It says something in the law about. It didn't actually say stilettos, but it says something about devices made for stabbing, and that's what a stiletto is. It's a stabber. It's made for stabbing. You know, it's got that super sharp, long, pointed tip on it, and so they're still illegal. And I don't know what kind of a switchblade there is. If it's not a stiletto, I don't know. But they passed the law, and you still can't carry the damn things. Yeah, you're probably right, Michael. They got to get that. Government's got to get their hands in the pockets. They don't do anything if you can't. They can't get their hands in your pocket. Look at all the taxes on cigarettes. Cigarettes would be cheap if it wasn't for all them taxes. Then, of course, you also got the big tobacco companies padding the pockets for all the politicians. They really hate this vaping stuff because, you know, they're losing money up the wazoo. You know, even some of the big tobacco places are starting to market and buy up vaping companies and stuff because they have to switch or they're going to go out of business. So many people are quitting smoking. Yeah, you're absolutely right, Matt. They say it's a starter drug. Once you start smoking marijuana, you're going to go to the hard drugs. Oh, bullshit. They don't say the same thing about drinking. Oh, beer's going to lead you to whiskey. Whiskey's going to lead you to absinthe, and it's going to turn you mad into a madman. They don't do that. Has anybody out there ever tried that absinthe? Absinthe, if I'm saying it right. Tastes like licorice, just green. Comes in a bottle. It used to be outlawed for years. They used to tell people it caused you to go insane. And it's some type of a liquor. I've never tried it. I've always wanted to try it. Yeah, the next time I order juice, somebody told me to, it might be the PG that's irritating me. A lot of people are allergic to PG. Somebody said to get Max VG, and I'm going to do that next time I buy some juice and try that. Get maximum VG. Because of nicotine, well, I don't use nicotine, but nicotine comes in VG and in PG, and unless you specify maximum VG, The PG comes from the nicotine, but I don't use nicotine. But still, they can make the juice out of all VG instead of. The problem with that is it's usually so thick that a lot of tanks and stuff won't wick it right, you know. Yeah, reefer madness. Well, if she did, she didn't tell us. I think she's probably just doing something there, you know. Sarah didn't go nowhere. She's a trooper. She usually outlasts me. Boy, an hour and 31 minutes since I came back the second time. I must be close to 2 hours now. Not one glitch. It might have been that black chat window I had in here with the transparency and stuff. That may have been messing up my stream. Yeah, and this juice I ordered, some of it I ordered as, some of it's 70-30, but I think some of it's 50-50. I always used to order 50-50. That might be why it bothers me. Who knows? You never know. Oh, I did it again. Oh, too big a tote. I don't know why it does that. I'm gonna have to try some pure VGA and see if that does it. Now that was 75 watts and it didn't bother me. So I don't know. Let me open the air wide open. That's 75 watts and it didn't bother me. It's just sometimes, I don't know, like it goes down the wrong pipes, you know? That was 75 watts and it didn't bother me. So I don't know. Who knows? I'll crank this up to 100 watts. $100 watts. 100. Wow, big cloud. No coughing. That's 100 watts. It's just Like I say, maybe it's going down the wrong pipes or something every once in a while. Because that's 100 watts, and if that's going to bother me, man, it should have bothered me, you know. Okay, gotta turn this off. My room's already foggy. Foggy room. Time to quit. Smoke till you fog. Or vape till you fog. Down to 35 watts. I've noticed too sometimes it depends on the airflow, how I have it set. If I cut it down, restrict it too much, sometimes that'll make me cough. I know you get better flavor if you restrict the airflow, but it may be the vapor's thicker or something. I don't know. $35 watts with about the air about a quarter of the way open. That's fine. So, hell, I don't know. I'm gonna try the VG thing. Turn that off. Oh. Sit here talking. I'm an hour late taking my pills. Yeah. Yeah, you know, I've thought about that, Michael. Why they don't make a Mary Jane vaping liquid. And it has been tried before, but I guess it was just nasty. Never come close. If somebody ever came up with that, they'd probably be a millionaire. Marijuana vape juice. You gotta remember, I'm vaping with this oxygen in my damn nose too. I don't need to be. Real oxygen. I took my oxygen off the other day for a long time. I take it off when I go out of the room, and I came back in the room and I forgot about putting it back on. I had it off for like 4 hours, and it didn't bother me a bit, so I don't know if I really need it. They told me I needed it the rest of my life, so I put it on every day. I have noticed that sometimes I'll go out the kitchen and get something. Of course, I don't wear it out there because I don't like dragging this damn pipe around along with me, and I don't like having oxygen out there in the kitchen. If I forget, go over to the stove or something, I don't want no oxygen around, no flames, so I just take it off and I leave it here in my room here, and I go out the kitchen and I get my dinner or whatever and mess around out there. And sometimes when I get back here to my room, I feel that I'm having a hard time catching my breath, and I put my oxygen back on, and within minutes I'm okay again. So I don't believe I got blood clots in my lungs again. I believe it's just I'm so fat, and you know, it's too much cardio for me to go out there and back as fat as I am. I mean, when you run, you get winded. For me, I just walk to the kitchen and back and I get winded because I'm so damn fat. And I think that's the problem. I think that I have blood clots or in my lungs. Of course, that attributes to it. When I went to the hospital that last time, I couldn't breathe. It was due to blood clots, but hell, it was so bad then I couldn't go to the bathroom one, 15 or 20 steps away and come back without being winded, without having to sit here and just try and catch my breath. But I haven't had none of that lately, so hopefully I don't have no problems with blood clots anymore. Not with the blood thinner I've been taking. I had to call in take my test yesterday and Tuesday, and it was 2.2. They want it between 2 and 3, and they've raised it now. I take 6 milligrams a day. Used to take 5 one day and 6 the next day, 5 the next day. Used to alternate, and then it kept getting too low. So now they got me on 6 every day, and it's been staying good. One time I took it was 2.7, which was high. I don't know why, but the last 2 times it's been 2.2, which is just wonderful, great. So as long as I maintain that blood thinner, I shouldn't have no blood clots, thank God. I hope anyway. It's my luck. My luck, I'd die on a pot or something. I go in there and try and force one out, and I'll get an aneurysm in my head, and I'll die on a pot. That's my luck. Oh, Matt, you're leaving. I'm sorry, buddy. I didn't notice. I wasn't paying attention to the chat. Thanks for stopping, Matt. Good to hear from you. Sorry to hear you're feeling bad. Hope you get better. Get better. Come back. Talk with us. Okay, Matt. 12 a.m. Yeah, I know it's late where you're at. Okay, thanks, buddy. Come back again. Is that what happened to Elvis, really? I didn't know he died on the pot. I was just saying it's probably my luck. I have a brain aneurysm from pushing too hard. It'd be my luck. I've heard men have died in bed making love to their wives and stuff. Got too excited and had a brain aneurysm or something. Croaked. That would be the way to go. I would much rather prefer that than sitting on the bummer. Oh boy, how to get on that subject? Who knows? You guys are such a great group to talk with. Makes my day. As Mr. Clint Eastwood would say, make my day. I didn't know that. I suppose I should get out of here. Probably out talk to most of the people. Most of them have left. Quite a few of you left yet, though. But by my Mickey Mouse, it says 1 hour and 44 minutes. And I don't know how many minutes we had on the first one. That I was so mad about being dumped. I don't know now, man. It's just beautiful connection. I'm looking at my network monitor, and man, it's just nice and smooth. Ain't missing a beat. And I've got, look here, dropped 0 total bites. .100 bit rate. 6,700 bit rate. Frames encoded 191,969 and counting, and 0 dropped frames. So that's good. 0 drop frames is good. That means we're smooth. So maybe I'll let you guys go. We've had a good time. Had a lot of different subjects. A lot of people that show up sometimes haven't showed up today, but Baran didn't show up. I don't know, it's quite a few I can think of didn't show. That's okay, you know, different day, different time. I guess I'll let you guys go and I'll quit and I'll do something. I gotta get in and take a shower for one thing. And that's a major undertaking for me. Hasn't warmed up any, still -1 below 0. I'm gonna get off here, I guess. I don't know if I'll put 2 things on here. Just this last one is 1 hour and 47 minutes. I don't know if I'm going to put a part 1 or part 2 or not. I'll have to wait and see, I guess. Oh yeah, it was a good stream. We all had fun. That's the main thing. Everybody having fun. And it's fun when you guys join me. It's great having friends like you guys. International friends, more or less. Even. So okay, I'll let you guys go. I'll do my toodaloos and get you guys all next time. 2-3 days, you know, I'll have another one. Hopefully I won't have no troubles. I'm just gonna continue pulling this white chat room thing in here instead of doing that black thing. I kind of think maybe it was that black thing I was doing it because seems to have started when I first started using that, and it hasn't did it. It's been just as smooth as can be since I got rid of it. So it's an add-on, you know, for that X split, and maybe it's just giving me trouble, so I won't use it again. I'll just stay here on this white one and just do a capture like I did on this one. So okay, Sean, thank you, buddy, for stopping in. Michael, Zara, everybody, catch you guys next time. Toodaloo, 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 toodaloo.